You know, I haven't talked about him enough on the channel because, to be honest, the Flames get less attention than their Albertan neighbors in Edmonton, but Dustin Wolf has been having an incredible season. I mean, that's putting it mildly. As a rookie, he's got a 2.62 GAA and a .912 save percentage. The Flames have something very special in this 23-year-old, and going to tonight's game against Toronto, he hadn't let in more than 3 goals a game since the beginning of February. 9 games. I was very excited for tonight's game against Toronto. For one, I love the St. Pat's jersey the Leafs were rocking. I've said it before, the NHL needs to do what the NBA does and embrace more 1 or 2 game jerseys each year. But the Flames, who have also lost 7 of their last 9, are fighting for that last wildcard spot alongside the Blues and the Canucks. They've largely been in it this season because of Dustin Wolf, so how did tonight's game go? Well, Max Domi would get it started very early, slapping home a rebound, but I mean, the first was really close, and the big moment came when Dustin Wolf made a series of incredible saves, including this one on Nylander, who was left wide open. Willie, by the way, is second in goals in the NHL. Good for him. Anyway, watching this, I thought this might be the TSN turning point because right after Rasmus Andersson tied it up with just a minute left in the first, but Willie would end up grabbing one on the PP to start the second off another slap shot. But the real TSN turning point, I feel like, ended up being just right after. It looked like Calgary tied the game, but they were slightly offside on the zone entry. So the Leafs maintained the 2-1 lead, and unfortunately for this video, would end up chasing Dustin from the net. This was the first time all season he's been pulled. It was a really bad game for the Flames to drop. They are falling apart at the absolute worst time this season. On the other hand, great win for Toronto. Matthews ended up with 2 goals. Max Domi, who's had a really tough season, got 2 points, and I just thought Willie overall looked great. Who would have guessed at the beginning of the season that Willie would have more goals than Matthews, who hasn't even reached 30 yet? Anyway, we also can't ignore that the Leafs have a nice young goalie of their own in Joseph Woll, who's only 26. He has a .905 on this year, and I don't know. If the forward group can get it together, maybe this is the year the Leafs somewhat make a push in the playoffs. I think Lane Hudson does end up winning the Calder, but you could make an argument for Wolf, especially with how tough it is to be a goalie in the modern NHL. All while being, let's be honest, not particularly huge. But they said this on the broadcast, and I totally agree. He plays like a Jonathan Quick style, aggressive, down-low goaltending, which is really fun to watch. Why couldn't Dustin Wolf be Canadian? We need a young up-and-coming goalie. But that's all I've got. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.